And welcome back, everyone. This is Yeffer Baller, and today on Sly Cooper and the Thevious Raccoonius, we're going to continue playing through the Master's Thief Sprints. This episode, we're going to be doing Vicious Voodoo and Fire in the Sky. So without further ado, let's begin heading into Vicious Voodoo's first level, the Dread Swamp Path. So this level gave me a smidge of problem. A bit of problem, because a few things. Mainly, okay, first my own little mistakes, and mainly because of one thing only. Besides the thing I mentioned earlier, the tree folk. What I mean by tree folk is the enemies that when you hit them, their body and head separate into different enemies. The reason I dislike them is because my rolling tactic where rolling with the electrical shield usually kills everyone. With the tree folk, for some reason, they have some kind of invincibility frame or something along that line, or they get first strike or whatever, when they split into their head and body entities. It's very annoying, especially when I have no lucky charm and I'm trying to do a speed run, such as this. So right here, I kind of stop you, smack them with my cane, which is, in my opinion, the best way to deal with them. Other than not dealing with them at all, like so. So yeah, they can be very annoying. Many retakes were done during the Master Thief sprints because of such. As many retakes as it took me to get on top of this little edge. And that guy dies for hitting me. Now, luckily, this time around, we don't have to break any candles, so it's just a straight shot, sort of, to the exit. With just about 2 seconds to spare. Next, we're gonna head into Descent into Danger. Though I believe this is the water-filled one. As you see, I've gotten to the point where I have 0 lives left. That's how many times I died during these Master Thief sprints. A lot. Now this level is annoying, mainly because that little bit. Because, yeah. That and the fact that you can be dunked in the water when you get hit and stuff like that. This guy's not so much of a problem because of the candle and blah blah blah. See, this one here with the cane is dead. Mission accomplished. Oh, not gonna lie, I thought I would have died there. But apparently you can survive in water when you're holding on to something. Which makes sense, I guess. Now here, we don't have to really care about which platforms we have to keep and save, being we have no clue balls play. So just jump on all the platforms you want. Within the certain amount of time limit which you have. Of course. Now this is a bit dangerous, being once I kill one guy, I kind of get smacked by that. Luckily, I have plenty of time, so I just pop on back there and run like a small child. Now there, a silly me would run straight through that little laser wall, thinking, oh, there's no consequence. But being this is time trial, and I kind of want to keep as much time as possible, especially when you see at the end, I kind of had to go around it the slow way. And unlike last time, we don't have that little glitch we can exploit. You know, the one where we're floating like a few inches away from the flame. I'm actually surprised I actually made it through this run. Being all the times I got hit and fell in the water. Like here, we're actually cutting it down to like the very last wire on this one. And 9 seconds, 8, 7, oh no, Sly's freaking out. But we just barely make it. With like 0.2 seconds left. Almost as close as the one in Mesa City, we had to break the hydrant. But I wanted to save Lair of the Beast for last, so now we're gonna do, once I figure out my shit, a grave undertaking. Now this one is where I had a lot of the trouble. As you see, I died again since I have 5 lives. Those guys, I don't enjoy them, especially in this little cove there. That and the ghosts, there's a lot of annoying things in this level. Way too many that should be in a speedrun place. Oh, look alive. Oh, I don't need that. I got game over. I got game over like how many times during this thing? More than 3, I'm assuming. Whoa. Got a bit close there. For this bit, being I'm trying to stay alive, leaving the goose, I skipped that. Trying to kill all the ghosts. We're good, we're good. Mission accomplished. We're gonna even get extra life. So we're at 6 lives. That's probably gonna go away soon. Oh crap, I hit the alarm. Luckily, I can just smack that, and we're somewhat good. I still think it speeds up slightly. And good, no progress. Tree folk, I'm just gonna see if I can avoid the hell out of him. Every single time I try to go around him, he's little separate head guy always smacked me. That and the body. Very annoying. This bit is also not safe because of obvious things, being have a platform to go onto. Dead, 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 dead. See, we are making excellent time this time. We have like half a minute left. Now these guys, you gotta be careful because if you miss one, they can like circle around and smack you, making you lose precious time. But now we go into the last level, the Lair of the Beast, which is, in my opinion, the funnest one in the swamp level. Vicious voodoo, whatever. Here, I don't have to backtrack for a bottle, so I just have to keep going straight. Or backwards, whatever I want to do. Look at all the spiders I don't care about. Here I had a lot of fun with being... This is the thing we're talking about the circle button abusing. You could, if you time it really good, you can just fly by everything. It's really fun when you do that. Swinging from hook shot to hook shot or whatever. Really fun. That's the one thing I like about this game, being I haven't talked about how I feel about this game like the whole time. It's probably a good place to start. The moveset, the way the game feels when you're actually playing it. The way the circle button makes you interact with everything. You know, Ninja Spire jumping everywhere, swinging everywhere, running across rails and rail slides. It's all very fun. Gives you like a little movesets to play with, experiment with. How to figure out how to abuse them, along with the extra moves such as slow, roll, stuff like that. It's very enjoyable overall. Thankfully for the polite little snake, I should be able to make it just in the nick of time. Get back to some rail walk areas, make you stop for a second. And we're good. And just like that, we are done with Vicious Voodoo. Now we're gonna head straight back to, after I check what I've done, head straight back into the hideout. And head out to China. Not gonna lie, that van must get a really good gas mileage. So we'll be able to drive to Haiti, China, what was it, USA. What was the other one? What was it? The Bermuda Triangle from Paris. Ridiculous. But enough about me gabbing about. Let's head into the first mission, a perilous descent. Now these guys have something, if not equally annoying, more annoying than the tree folk. Especially for rolling folk like me. Here I'm going up the hill thinking, oh, I can just roll into them. No, if you get close enough to them, they also have an invincibility frame, I guess you could call it, yeah, I guess. And when they launch the child snowball monkey thing in the air, right during the little point, when it comes down, it can hit you and potentially kill you. Which makes it very annoying when you're trying to just rush through them. Because at a certain bit, where there's two of them, you can't roll through them. Also, I try to do a little shortcut here, which, if you're really good at it, you can pull it off with ease, saving you quite a bit of time on this side-scrolling section. But this is a bit of what I was talking about with the two monkeys. If you try rolling into them, there's a good chance that you'll die or get hit like that. Very annoying. So as punishment, I shall kill them both. Head straight for the fireworks I actually need. And we're good. Gotta make sure I don't want to get caught now. Get out of here. Now here is one of the moments where I'm just impatient. I want to use fast. Like I mentioned before, fast not only speeds up the world, but speeds up the clock. So keep that in mind when you're doing this. Yes, we march on up here. Smack that for a freaking three-way massacre. Check all the coins going ready. And now I gotta bum rush it. Go away, monkey. Nobody cares. And we're good. Now we head into the next level. The Unseen Foe. When you actually look at how many time trials there actually are, I think the least amount it was in the swamp with 4. There's not a lot of regular slide levels. Like in this one, you have the what you call it, the teacup turret thing. You have a Murray defense mission, and you have a driving section mission. So there's only like 4 actually in here. So Haiti and China have like the least out of all of them. And Clockwork's Tower, for obvious reasons, doesn't have a time trial because that would be kind of silly. The only place it would work was when the laser tower was sinking. But it wouldn't really work there because you kind of have to try throughout the whole thing. It gets kind of annoying. Wait for it. I still like how the invisibility power-up in this game was just advertised like a big old thing, but in like slide 2 or 3 and 4. Yeah. It wasn't really used at all. It's gonna avoid every single part of confrontation right there. Get out of here. Monkey lady. You're not threatening the slightest. It is here, though, where you need to be a bit careful, especially when you're going onto the rails. Like, when you cross this bit and we hang on to the mobile cane thing, you have to be careful to grab the cane and not accidentally circle lock onto the rail that you came into the first area. So here it's probably best to wait here, because if you do jump over and try to grab a cane, swing thing, you'll fall to the rail below, which is very annoying. Now I struggle a bit to find what exactly the entrance is, since I kind of completely forgot. It's not here, for obvious reasons. And I just find it. A few seconds to spare. Just barely make it. Now we head inside the flaming Temple of Flame. This one, wasn't that bad. I kind of did this in one take, because this one doesn't really have that many deadly obstacles. They only have the basic enemies, just the Kung Fu Bamboo, the Kung Fu Baboon, the Kung Fu Monkey Chick, who doesn't do anything in the regular guards. Other than that, just avoid lasers and such. That's it. Kill that guy? Oh. Oh. Interesting. It killed me. So now we're in the Flaming Temple of Flame. This one wasn't exactly so bad. The only one I actually died on in this area was pretty much... I was kind of distracted while doing this, being this is a recording thing, and I didn't have to pay that much attention, being I had no reason to talk over it at the current point. So I kind of got sucker punched by a ninja monkey chick, which was slightly annoying, being I had no health. So even though they're not much of a threat, you still should watch out for them, or just roll them in the face. That works too. That's always a viable option. Look at all the enemies I don't give a shit about. I wonder if you get hit by those, actually. I never really tested that. If you can actually take damage from falling under those. I'm actually quite surprised they're not reacting. Reacting to me sneaking around. But I guess, it's a discipline thing, training and such. But this one we kind of breezed through on the second try. Kill that guy. Kill that girl. Sneak onto here. Climb up here. Climb up there. Deal with two of these, never mind. Let's go right through them. That ambush probably took like weeks to prepare. I just didn't even bother. But now, we are pretty much done with like over 15 seconds to spare. Beautiful. So now we head into the very last level of the Master Thief Sprints. Duel by the Dragon. Now this one, I got a bit confused on this one for a silly reason. I found out on this level that in order to get the Master Thief Sprint time trials, you have to open up the safe. So for the sake of continuation's sake, I went into the level, I unlocked the safe, I went back in and out, and did the time trial. I will still show the safe opening, but it's gonna be after this level. Keep it, so I don't want to break the flow of, time trial, open the safe, time trial, then you're done. So yeah. The very last safe move, since I say it right now, being that so little cutscene's like a few seconds, I'm not going to talk during it. It's kind of neat. The very last safe, you get a power-up called Stun, which stuns or freezes everything in the whole entire level. Like, all guards are stunned or frozen, don't move, anything like that. Being it's the last thing in the game, and everything's 100%, the only reason you really go back to level to use it is just to play around with it. But even after that, it's not really that much of a useful thing. I don't like it when games do that. I don't really like it when games do that. When you have to do 100% of the game to get a special weapon or item. You beat everything in the game. You have no reason to go back and do whatever. But you have this cool thing, and you kind of wish you wanted to use it during the game. But now in the in-game stuff with nothing to do, you got everything. The game's beat. You got this cool thing, and oh, okay. Go back and do the bosses. I don't believe it works on bosses though. I haven't really checked that, but that'll be pretty neat though. Go back, fight the Pan King, freeze him, whoop his ass. Carmelita. Well, this is the last we shall see of Carmelita in the levels. So get a good look at her shooting her shock pistol at us with her gigantic model. It's as big as a gun. It's as big as the safe, which has already been opened. And after this little blowing up this ancient dragon statue, Carmelita now goes into the deep dark depths of China's ancestral valley or whatever, and we get a good old-fashioned green exit. So now we're gonna transition over into the safe opening.
Blood vessels burst in my brain while figuring this out. The code had better be 231.
I actually believe that's that little thing right there. I think that code is actually the very first code you input when you're in Paris, 231. So that was a nice little thing they did, I guess.
Amazing! Colonel Reed Cooper's time stopper technique. Press the triangle button and execute a flashbang that will.
We'll be in the ending cutscenes coming up. I might as well say my goodbyes. Thank you very much for joining me throughout this Sly Cooper and the Thevious Raccoonius playthrough. I've been Afroballet, and I do hope you join me for future playthroughs in, well, the future. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
At long last, the Thevious Raccoonius restored to its original state. The first time I held the whole thing under my arm since I was 8 years old. The same weight that all my ancestors had felt beneath their arms as they had passed it on. Although, while other family members may have been great thieves, they all inherited the book. I got a chance to earn it. I had taken down the Fiendish Five, having used the moves my ancestors taught me, and become a master thief along the way. The time had come for me to chronicle my own adventures into the great book. This is gonna be fun.
You've done it, Sly! The Thevious Raccoonius is complete! Now, try beating all the Master Thief sprints to unlock the designer's commentary. Once you've unlocked them all, I've got a special behind-the-scenes movie to show you. Excellent, Sly! You've beaten all the Master Thief sprints and unlocked all the designer's commentary. Check out this fascinating behind-the-scenes movie.
How should I describe Sly Cooper?
He's charismatic,
Suave, debonair,
Cool, slick, fast, stealthy, athletic, he's a daredevil.
Sly Cooper is charming thievery.
We started with the idea that we wanted to do an action game where the primary character was a thief. The choice of a raccoon was a pretty natural fit in terms of, you know, obviously the mask being in place, being, as Dev would say, a creature of the night.
We very early on wanted to make a game that looked and felt like a cartoon, but was one step closer to realism rather than flat and graphic. We started experimenting with different ways we could bring this character to life, cell shading, how to make it feel like a cartoon but still feel like a great 3D game.
We want it to actually look like it was inked and painted, and we want the backgrounds to be, you know, really lush and have a painted look, so it looks like it's a living animated episode that you've been thrown into.
When you look at the game, initially, the first thing that draws you in is the beautiful art style and lush, very, very lush look of the environments. But when you actually play the gameplay itself is lush as well.
The original conception of the Sly character was a much more realistic raccoon, chubby and not quite as lithe as the character is now, and it kind of evolved as we went along.
Once we got to that part where he kind of evolved into what he is now, my main job was to take him and try to put every bit of thiefiness into him that I could. He was kind of tiptoeing, and he's really like rearing back to like ease his foot forward, trying to keep all his weight back so his foot falls softly on the ground, and really try to hone his personality through subtleties in the movement and really try to push the thiefiness.
As we wanted Sly to feel really agile, we wanted him to feel like Sly could do the most amazing physical feats. You want to let the player of the game feel like they're a thief. Not like a real thief, like you wish thieves were.
Sly Cooper's story is really cool. He comes from a long line of super raccoon thieves, and the source of their kind of thieving greatness is this book called the Thevious Raccoonius. It's this incredibly valuable heirloom that is stolen from Sly's family when he's very young.
He has come of age, and now he feels it's his noble duty to take back the Thevious Raccoonius.
Sly has two buddies, Bentley and Murray.
Bentley provides a lot of the plans for their missions. He does a lot of things that are very important for Sly to complete his missions. Murray has a huge case of Sly envy. He wants to be Sly in the worst possible way, and he has absolutely none of the capabilities to do it.
A hero's only as good as his villains. We wanted to create villains, you know, making them dangerous, making them menacing, making them goofy, just giving them as much personality as Sly Cooper.
It's a super high bar being in the action-adventure category. I mean, all of the greatest games, the best games that are out there are all action-adventures.
The genre is such that you have to really excel in every single phase of the game. Going from saying Sly should be sneaky to actually having him feel sneaky in the game is hard. You have to start and you have to get the animation right, then you have to figure out how the engine's going to play the animation and how it gets affected by where he is and what he's doing, and how the player can feel in control at the same time.
People are doing shoot-'em-ups and things with, you know, big weapons and things like that. And this is all about character, so you can get the feeling of, you know, I am Sly and I'm sneaking around. Anytime we can exploit anything in the environment, build it in a way that, you know, as Sly's running over, it might seem more stealthy. We completely exploit that.
And our golden rule is whatever is thiefier wins.
If you want to make a game that looks different, the PS2 gives you the opportunity to do that.
As a programmer, it has a ton of tools for solving all sorts of different types of technical problems.
A big focus for us has been in getting our tool set to the point where the artists were really unconstrained.
Artists will come to us with, they want the game to look this way, or boy, can we have a line around all the characters, the cell shading that we do, or how can we do the lighting models so that things that are bright have certain colors on them. And they have a lot of really cool ideas, and I and the other people on the programming team work on trying to get the technology put in place so that we can, you know, make those ideas happen.
What we were able to do was put together our own lighting algorithm in the vector units and then do the same thing for the cell borders that we put around all our characters. We could get it to all run super fast and have it all look different than other games. That was really our goal from the start, was to have a game which looked different.
It's been an interesting process building a team to build a game like this.
It's been great working with such a dedicated group of people. I've never really ever worked with a group I think as hardcore as this.
It really does require unbelievably talented artists, unbelievably talented programmers, and unbelievably talented designers.
How you doing?
The designers, I think, have done a wonderful job of giving players the experience of sneaking and being a thief, and at the same time making the designs accessible to people so that you don't need to be a super gamer in order to play it, although there are tons of things that are in the game for those people.
We're making a game that anyone can play.
You can't just have great art, you can't just have great code, you can't just have great characters, you gotta have it all.
It's not about just how the game looks, it's about how the game plays and how the player experiences it, and it's all about having fun.
You can make a really cool character, but if he's not fun to play, it's not worth doing.
Sly is cool, he's collected, he's adventurous.
Sly is Sly. It is not a misnomer.